Alright, what's up Dragon Brood? Today we're going to be taking a look at a red-black Reanimator deck, and it should be a lot of fun getting to use some cards we don't normally get to use. And as you can see, I'm back in my regular studio, background, better audio, so hopefully this whole experience should be better for you. But anyway, let's go take a look at what this Reanimator deck looks like currently in Standard. As always, don't forget to check out ultrapro.com/PowrDragn, use promo code PowrDragn, and they will save you 5% at checkout. Also, be sure to check out the merch. We have a lot of cool stuff, and you can order right here on YouTube now if you want to. So anyway, getting into this deck list, we are going to start with Vat of Rebirth. This is probably the only deck I've seen that anybody's played where Vat of Rebirth makes sense, so we're going to give it a go and see what the heck happens here with this. We're also going to be playing Voldaren Epicure, partly because we like the fact that it generates an artifact, but it actually does deal damage and makes a reasonable blocker, and we can use it for some other things. We do need some removal, though, to go with all this stuff, and we're going to be playing 2 Go for the Throats alongside some of our other great removal here in a Braid, because there are just enough artifacts that it's worth it, but also 3 damage to a creature is fine, even though it doesn't go at a Planeswalker. We are also going to play Infernal Grasp. I'm a big fan of splitting a removal between Infernal Grasp and Go for the Throats, because Go for the Throats can't hit artifacts. To go with all this, we are going to be playing Blood Tithe Harvester, which isn't a surprise, cards real good, and since we have Epicure, we can kill even bigger stuff easier, which is super nice. This also means we're going to be playing Fable of the Mirror Breaker, 1 because it goes well with Harvester, but 2 because it's just a damn good magic card, and we're going to be rolling in some Oni Cult Anvils. This is going to kind of create the whole cycle of making it very much like a sacrifice deck, but having the element of Reanimator. And all of these artifacts going to the graveyard at any point, or even the stuff we're sacrificing with Anvil, also charges up the Vat, which is really cool. And on top of that, we need some things to reanimate. That's going to go with Shieldred, because Shieldred's just a bomb magic card, and we love playing it, even though I hate playing against it. And then we have some Flesh Gorgers, because these are actually really good. Even if we play them for 3 earlier, we get the big 7/5 back when we reanimate it. And of course, we're going to be playing some Atraxa because the card's just silly good anytime you can get it into play. And I want to say we don't want to just lean on the Vat to get our creatures back, so we are going to be playing a few copies of Cruelty of Gix because the last chapter does let us get a creature out of our graveyard into play. But otherwise, that's it. Let's go hop into some games and catch up with me on the back end of the video, and we'll see what we want to do with this final deck list. Okay, this seems fine. It's not like crazy good, but it's good. And the reason I like this hand is that we're expecting the Harvester to die. But even if it does, then we can Oni Cult Anvil and start making artifacts, or artifact creatures, and maybe kill the opponent that way, which is kind of an interesting thing to consider. I mean, we could still, honestly, maybe we just actually just play Fable. And if there's another removal card, then they get our Fable token, and then we can play double Oni Cult. Ah, that's super annoying. Okay, well, we take 3. Is what it is. This is sadly where it starts to become a good idea to consider going ahead and making an Anvil. Just because having multiple things they have to deal with is pretty powerful. Liliana's actually not too bad if you do have something like a Vat or a Cruelty of Gix on deck, but unfortunately we have neither, so that's not great. I would like to get an Oni Cult Anvil down and make some artifacts, though, because I'd like to be able to play around Invoke Despair at least a little bit. However, here, if the opponent attacks, I think we're forced to block. I mean, not like forced to block, but we're forced to block, you know? Ooh, there's a Vat, too. Ah, boy. I don't think we can... Oof, man. Gosh. This is tough. You know what I'm going to do here? I'm actually not going to get rid of anything. And I think I'm actually just going to Oni Cult Anvil and shoot Gix, I think is the plan here. It's not like a great plan, but the opponent also doesn't want to discard any of their cards, which makes me think there's just a bunch of like Invoke Despairs or something over there, and they don't want to discard lands. So, yeah, that might be our best plan. And then we'll just have to wait to make the token, because otherwise I think we just lose our token and lose the Fable, and that's not great. So we're just going to pass here. We're going to give the opponent a pile of cards, unfortunately, and then we're going to get hit with Liliana, so we're going to have to discard something, which is probably going to be Shieldred. The opponent might be wondering why we didn't go ahead and make a creature here, but that's exactly why we didn't do it. Like, we knew what was coming. So, not a lot we can do there, unfortunately. I just realized y'all are probably getting some type of beeps in the background from my Discord. I'm going to fix that real quick so you don't have to deal with that. Okay. Back to our regular schedule programming. We resolve this, and we discard a Shieldred. Because if we draw a land, we can go Anvil. Actually, we don't have to. We can just go Anvil and Vat next turn anyway. And there's a potential chance we get that Liliana back, or Shieldred back. And then we take our turn. Alright, did not want to land there. That's a little sad. But we're just going to end up having to discard it most likely anyway, so let's go ahead and... I guess we could have... Oh, actually, I could have discarded it. Well, not really, because then we would have just had to discard whatever we drew off of it, so that's fine. Wouldn't have done too much for us, actually. Alright. And even if they just have a bunch of Invoke Despairs here, this is a little bit bad, because they could make a sack a token and Invoke Despair thing. So we'd have nothing unless we want to sacrifice the Vat itself, which, I mean, we only have Shieldred in the graveyard right now, so maybe. Obliterator. Alright, let's just find a removal card for Obliterator. That'll make life easier. I mean, we have options. That is not one of them, but, you know, could have been. Alright, let's make some bodies. Which, can't quite get to... I mean, we can get to 4 on the Vat, but we wouldn't be able to use it yet. So, I think we just pass. We're going to get blasted for 5 at a minimum, because they're going to come over with that Obliterator. They're probably also holding on to removal to wait and see if we pick up something with Shieldred. There was also something crafty we could have done there. Yeah, it resolves. Where we could have possibly, like, attacked, let them block, and then sack the other token and then get Shieldred, which would have been goofy, but, I don't know. Probably not worth doing, but it's an interesting thing we could have. Alright. Doing this to just build up Liliana, I assume. Alright. Here, we'll probably just sack a thing during their instep, so we go into our turn with 4 things. Then we could get Shieldred back, discard whatever we get. Alright, I'm into it. It's not great, but sometimes it's not a great plan, it's just a plan, you know? And that's just what we gotta go with. Okay, well, we said we were gonna do it, so might as well play 2. Actually, Nah, I was thinking if we got another blood token, but we can't kill that guy anyway yet. If I had a removal or something, maybe. Let's go ahead and get rid of this. Gets us some bodies. Oh, that's... Oh, we're going to end up having to discard this. Ah, that sucks. Oh, that sucks so much. Ouch, that hurts. That hurts a lot. Oof. I mean, we could just... but that is summoning sickness. Dang it. Alright, I'm pretty sure we're losing this go for the throat. Dang it. Ah, that sucks so much. Yep. Man, that's hurtful. That hurts so much. I know we're not going to get to hold on to this. The pain, the agony. Alright, Trespasser. Well, now we don't even get that back. So now we have to kill... Yeah, see, this is tough, because you want to kill the Trespasser, but we actually kind of have to kill the Obliterator. Well, if that last card's nothing important, we're losing the go for the throat, because they're going to discard. Yep. Alright. Oh, it was another Liliana. Wow. Alright, no blocks. Alrighty, well, this is kind of all we can do. I mean, you know what? I guess we could have sent... that was a mistake. I should have sent those into Liliana first. And then whatever gets blocked, I could have sacrificed it. Yeah, that was a little lazy. That was a lot lazy, to be honest. I mean, gotta call a spade a spade. That was pretty terrible. That was very terrible, actually. Yeah, that was all around dumb. There was no need for that. That was just wasted. Alright, well, is what it is.
Now you've got my attention.
Get us a dude back. The only thing we can get. I don't know if we care about the... I mean, if the opponent draws something, they're probably going to want to get rid of it. We crack that. We get a dude. I don't even think we can gamble on holding it, sadly. I want to, but... Unless we would have drawn, like, exactly some removal card off the top, like, it was kind of pointless for us. But that's a big difference, really. Not getting that attack in. It's pretty terrible. I mean, I don't know if we're going to be able to come back from this anyway, but definitely didn't give myself a fighting chance with just small mistakes here. But we're still in it. We're going to go to 5. We have a chance to gain, like, 2 more life next turn. Maybe still get something back with the Vat if we want to get crafty with the Harvester. So, I mean, there's some things. Like, we could double block the Glutton here. And then work on trying to get the Harvester back. I'm kind of into that, actually. Because as long as that's on the board, we're never really going to get to have anything anyway. And if they just have a removal spell here, they just have it. Like, what are we going to do about it? Alright, we're at 4. And we can easily reuse the Vat here. Okay, it was a land. That's good news. Surprising they actually didn't get their Tenacious Underdog back, actually. That's a bit peculiar. And now they're just shields down. I mean, they can make a Might, but we don't really care about the Might. That's whatever's whatever, you know? That's fantastic. Okay, now the game is afoot, as they say. I'm not sure why it's a foot and not a hand. But, you know. Yeah, now we go try to take out Liliana. And then we sack one of these to get us some more blockers we can trade. Matter of fact, we can just go ahead and just get the Blood Tithe Harvester back so we don't even have to worry about it. Because if we don't, there's a chance they draw a werewolf and we don't get it. So now we're back to 6, so we don't die to even like invoke despair or anything. Opponent's going to play underdog, rightfully so. We're going to block and block. Seems like the right thing to do. They will get a card here. Alright, we've got the Vat working overtime here. We just have to hope whatever they draw isn't great. Now, if they, I was going to say, they spend their mana making a Might, that's great. So now we don't even have to worry about their card. Ooh, another Harvester. Okay, so now we're not going to be worried about any more Obliterators and stuff. So that's some other good news. I think, let's see, we attack with everything, we get 2 more bodies. Seems fine. We're at 6. I'm just trying to think of a way that, like, that goes bad. Yeah, because we're still going to have the Harvester backs to block too, so that's fine. Let's go ahead and snag this. Alright, end the turn. We should be good to go now, though. Like I said, even Devoke Despair doesn't matter. That was a good comeback. Alright, let's keep it. It's a lot of damage lands, but, you know, sometimes it's just got to be that way. We do have 2 removal cards, so depending on what we're up against, this may not be too bad. Don't particularly want that in hand, but we are able to discard it to a blood token. So it's not the worst thing. This is probably dying to a cut down, because the opponent obviously has one that they keep stopping on here. Yep, not a surprise. 'Tis what it is. Alright, get our attack in. They don't have a 2-mana removal spell here, though, so that's kind of nice. This means we're not afraid of Liliana happening. Anything else? I think we're pretty solid. Oh, Shieldred's Edict. Yeah, makes sense. Discard this. Maybe that's all? That's neat. I don't know if it really does anything for us. I think we're just going to play this. Actually, why did I do that? I could have saved a point of life. Gosh dang it. Literally right after I clicked the button. Let's go ahead and sack one of these. Try to get ahead a little bit. Alright, end the turn. Shieldred or Obliterator shows up here. We got a little bit of something. Don't have anything for Phyrexia Arena, but we do get to deal damage to make it harder for them to take advantage of that. So that's a good thing. Sack this dude. We may go ahead and crack a blood token during their end step. Possibly get rid of a Braid. Because really, I think the only thing they play that a Braid possibly would kill that the others wouldn't is a, get rid of a creature and an enchantment. Alright. Well, that's unfortunate. Guess it's gotta be you, friend. Actually, I guess it could be this. Let's get rid of this. Keep the artifact around, because we might want to sacrifice that instead. I'm going to crack this. Get rid of this. Not bad. That'll help out a little bit. Get in there and attack. And then we're going to crack one. Get more bodies. And the turn. They go to 8. And we still got removal cards on deck here, so we're not too bad off. Trespasser. Alright. Not sure if we want to use one of these on a Trespasser. We'll see what we draw next turn. If they give us something else, though, that's not a Trespasser, we for sure want to kill it. Shieldred's Edict. Alright. You got it. Alright. I mean, sure. It is what it is, right? No point running that in. We're going to sack it anyway. And, pass? I mean, we played a spell, so that doesn't flip. Though there's not really much in the graveyards. I mean, we have 2 creatures here. Alright, what you got? Corrupt for 7. That's super unfortunate. Alright. Let's just kill that. We'll discard this Infernal Grasp, and I'll just regret it later. Probably something big behind this, but we're going to be low enough that this is not great. Pass. We sack one of these, we go to 7. We sack one next turn, we go to 8. So we won't die to another Corrupt. We attack them for less. I think we just wait and get the damage in if we're going to do that. This is cute, but the 3 life is a real risk here. I say we go for it, though. At least we know what they have. Just an Invoke Despair. Ew. Well, that sucks. We didn't even get a body off of it. Ah, well. I almost went for it and then changed my mind. I probably should have just trusted my instinct. But the thing is here, though, if they Invoke Despair, they're only going to have 2 mana left over. 3, I guess, right? Because they can go to 7. No, they'll have 2. They're going to go to 9. We won't die because we'll just take 2. Can we kill them next turn? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They go to 4. Then we sack 1. Alright, this is going to be really close. Well, yeah, because I'll still die during their upkeep even. Okay. Unless they have something else that drains life, obviously. But, you know, it's whatever. Sure. You got it. Alright, what does that last card do? Alright, nothing apparently. So, can we do enough here? Attack. Goes to 5. They have 8, so if they have another... I mean, they have 9, so if they have another corrupt, we just die, right? Not a lot we can do. I mean, I guess we just use them all. Actually, wait. Yeah, it doesn't really matter. Like, if they have something, we're dead. Yeah, I can't get them down low enough. Nah, because I wouldn't have... Yeah, this is so tough. They're at 1. Yeah, if they got it, we just died to a corrupt. Good on them if they got it, though. I mean, we're dead. Oh, didn't have it. All right. Got away with it. Yeah, we're keeping this for sure. There's no way we're throwing this back. All right. Would love to see another land, but in the meantime, even if we only get stuck at 2, I mean, we have 2 removal cards, and we can start Oni Cult Anviling away this thing into some creatures. So there's possibilities here. Depending on what we're up against, of course. Alright, that'll help quite a lot. Go ahead and get an attack in. Try to play the Anvil. I'm going to go ahead and get rid of this now. And see if we can take advantage of the situation. They're playing white, so there's a good chance we're just going to lose the Anvil anyway. Like, if I play something, exile it, like... Oh, it's reinforcements. Not what I thought we were going to see. That's a thing. So now I kind of have to consider if we just go to Oni Cult Anvil Town and then just start stacking up bodies to block with here. Nope, we're going to kill that first, because that is a much bigger problem. I don't care how bad I want to play Fable. That dude is a no-go for sure. We are not even going to mess around. You can draw your card if you want. I do not mind. Like, I am absolute... You might as well tap and draw a card. I mean, you're only going to take 2 or 3 this turn. Yeah, there you go. I think I'm only going to attack with the token and then sack the token. I think is the game plan here. Try to discourage the opponent from attacking, maybe. I mean, they're probably going to play something that pumps their team, and I don't have a good block anyway, but you never know. But next turn, being able to kill something and play an Oni Cult Anvil. Speaking of, we probably try to kill a veteran if we can. Oh, double veteran. That sucks. That actually hurts. Like, for real. Alright, let's block one of these, take 3. Fortunately, we're gaining incremental life off of these Oni Cult Anvils, so it's not like the end of the world. We'll go ahead and kill one of these, because why not? And we'll go ahead and sack one of these. And pass the turn. Unfortunately, I think we have to take a big hit here. Because I don't think we're really benefited by double blocking, because then we don't have any artifacts. And we'd like to eventually get to where we have like 3, 4, 5 bodies, but we'll see. I mean, knowing we can make another 2/2, maybe it's worth chumping like one of them. Yeah, I'll probably block with 1. I think I'm okay with that. I don't know. We'll see. Let's see what their board looks like. Recruitment officer, we're not too worried about. I don't think they're going to put the veteran at risk here. If they do, they have a protection spell. Yeah, so they're definitely not. So they don't have anything. Okay. I'm just going to take 4 here. I know that sounds a little crazy, but having more blockers next turn could potentially discourage the opponent out of several plays. Sky Strike Officer. I hate that. Okay. Well, this is going to get real tough real fast. Oh, a 3rd Anvil, though. Hold on. That kind of changes things, doesn't it? Forget a 3rd Anvil. What does this look like? Because now we get 3 bodies, where I was thinking we were only going to get 2 more this turn. If we play Fable, we can also just block something bigger, unless, of course, they play another one of these. Though, if they get a land, they just get to use Veteran anyway. This is tough. Alright. I think we're still going to go this way. And we'll go ahead and use one of them. Stack up 3 bodies. It's not great. They can still come over the top and get us, especially if they have the other blue guy that, or blue-white. But there's not a lot we can do. We needed to draw like a Shieldred or something. One of our bigger bodies here would have been great. But no love. Alright. Let's see how bad this is going to hurt. Because even another veteran is rough here. Fortunately, we can like block with 2 or 3. Gain some life, drain the opponent. So, I mean, we can stay alive and try to keep parity a little bit. But it's not going to be great. But at least having more bodies is going to discourage the opponent from just all-out attacking, I would think. Obviously, Sky Strike Arcs are going to attack because there's nothing to block it. And they get to make a 1/1. Oh, really? So this is what we're doing. Okay. So they are going to have enough to still draw a card here. I think I'm willing to do this. Actually, is it worth it to just trade to kill a thing, or do we just want to gain the life? I think that's the question here. Or, well, drain the opponent, because we take 5 and go to 10. We can only do this 1 more time, probably. Alright, I'm just going to trade here. This doesn't feel great, though. Alright, if they'd have used an effect of some kind, like a spell or try to kill a creature, then I would have sacrificed, but... Alright, my rail's probably going to put an end to this unless we just top deck a removal card. Yeah, we didn't. That was bad. Man, outside of our opener, I mean, it was cool we drew another Onicult Anvil, but we really didn't do much after that. It's kind of going to put an end to this, I think. Ugh, that's tough. That's tough. Alright, GG's. Wow. Okay, this is going to be like kind of a sketchy keep. Because I don't have a way to discard Atraxa. Oh, against mono red. This was a bad decision. This was a very, very bad decision. If we had anvils, I don't think this would be so scary. But now it's kind of bad. Yep. We take 3. I mean, we can keep some damage off of us. But yeah, we're not doing a lot with this draw. Alright. We'll take 2 to prevent 3 on this turn, most likely. Probably all we can do. Yep. Which means they're likely holding on to burn spells. So poor Flesh Gorger is going to do a whole lot of nothing. But, no. Even then it won't work. Oh, they're going to play with Fire Us just for sport? Okay. Well, that means Flesh Gorger at least lives through the turn. Though they might just be setting up to play something like, what's his name? Raiju. Alright. This is kind of like the best we can do here, though. Okay, so it was a Raiju. I mean, we got to block and trade. I mean, that's that's the game plan there, right? Fortunately, that also doesn't go to the graveyard because of considerations there. Yeah, this is kind of all we can do. And we might still come close to dying, especially if they have another Raiju. We're just dead. Alright, you got it. We die. That's kind of how this works. Okay. Then we're going to go... Wait, oh, because they want to make sure they kill Shieldred. Got it. Yeah, that makes sense. Alright, we go to 2. Still don't have anything in the yard because of the Kamano. And unless we get a 1 or 2 mana thing, we're just dead here. And even then, we're kind of just buying time. Alright, that's fine. That at least gives us a chance. But we have to play both of these. And hope they don't draw a burn spell. And like there's a lot of things going on here that we need to go right. But it is what it is. We need the opponent not to get a burn spell for 2 turns so that we can get a Phyrexia into play. That's kind of where we're at. And if they just get it here, we die, right? Or even a haste creature. Okay. Well, that haste creature we can deal with. However, we are going to go to 1. Okay. Don't have a choice. This is kind of... Oh, no, because again, these don't go to the yard. That doesn't help. Yeah, we're toast. Unless, wasn't that. All right, here's what we're doing. We're going to discard both these and hope we draw Cruelty of Gix to at least give us a chance. And if they get a burn spell or anything, we still die. But everything's riding on this. Not good enough. Not good enough. Well, okay. Hold on. We can go to 2 with the Onicult Anvil, make a body. Right? I mean, again, opponent gets a burn spell, we just die. They have enough stuff in the yard, they could replay Squee, but I don't know that they will. We sack one of these. Man, what? Come on. Can the opponent just draw a land here? Because they have to cost them 4 for Squee, right? To use that again. So they wouldn't be able to Squee and activate a land. So we need that to just be a mountain. Okay. We're still playing Magic. Not playing a lot of Magic, but we're still playing Magic. Alright, how many cards are left? Not enough to reuse Squee again. Okay. We have to block in the most efficient way, obviously. Go back to 1. Put 2 counters on Vat. Alright. We need to dodge a burn spell for 1 more turn, y'all. Oh my gosh, this is so tight. Shieldred, you real nice, but you ain't it right now. Alright, so we can sack this, make a body. That goes to the Vat. Then we use the Vat to get back our Phyrexia. So we don't actually have to crack this. Okay. Seems fine. So we go back to 2. Use the Vat. Get a Phyrexia. Cross our fingers the opponent does not get a burn spell. That's truly what's going on here. Don't think we have anything else that's going to help us in the short term. So we're going to get Epicure that we can play and get a body. Take this as an artifact. Take Infernal, or go for the Throat as a spell. Definitely not Infernal Grasp. We can't even use that right now. And we'll take Haunted Ridge as the land. That'll come into play untapped. We can play this. Still only going to 2. Please don't draw a burn spell. Oh man, here goes everything. Oh, opponent, please don't wreck us. Did they get it? Oh, man. Oh. Okay. Yeah, this looks good. That we can Anvil, or I think we probably Anvil next turn, and then Vat. Oh no! 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 That's like such an amazing card against us, actually. Like, as funny as it is to be sad about it, like, that's actually a good card against us. Alright, let's see what the opponent's got going on here. They know our whole hands. We're playing face up, effectively. Well, that's annoying. I guess we're a long way from casting this, so whatever. That works. Actually, why did I do that? I should have played Vat first. Gosh dang it. Alright, just attacking with this, then. I didn't really care if they were going to block with the Epicure if I had Vat out, but because I didn't, it's not a good plan. Alright, in the turn. I'm assuming we're discarding this other Sulphurous Springs. Because they're playing some type of discard shenanigans, of course. Makes sense. All right, what you got? So far, their hands hit just right against us. I think we just attack with this. If they want to trade, we'll trade. But the difference is, had I played Vat and attacked with both last turn, they'd probably block with that, and then I get to attack again this turn with Harvester and leave them with nothing. So, that playing too fast definitely resulted in a worse board state here for us, which is super disappointing.
Enough with the mysteries.
Alright, that goes away. Now let's find us something good here, deck. Ah, they get to exile stuff. Well, they didn't get anything great, so that's good, I guess. Oh, well, courtesy card. That's nice. Don't mind that. Just a courtesy copy. Assuming Invoke Despair, because you play it if you got it, right? Nope, cut down. Okay, well, now we can fire off that, which is nice. Are we going to discard that last card? They are indeed. Well, that's fine. It was just a sacrifice spell anyway, right? Let's get rid of one of these. So we can charge up the Vat. That didn't do anything. Let's get this duder back. And play that. Because we're really losing a creature, we're going to lose that to Liliana anyway, right? Alright, we sacrifice. And the opponent drew a... something we're going to see? No, not something we're going to see. Alright. Assuming it wasn't a better removal card, because it would have just played that. Okay, I guess we're going to draw all the Harvesters. And they would have set on Liliana. Alright, they just gave up. Power of the Vat, I guess. Alrighty. Yeah, opponent goes first. We'll keep this. I mean, not the most exciting thing on the Cruelty of Gix there, but, you know. Let's see what the opponent's working with. Bank Buster. Alright. This has potential to not be great for us. But, you know what? We still got to work through it. But, I mean, if there's a farewell or something, we just got to eat it, right? Is it sad that this is like one of the only matchups where I'm like, can the opponent just not draw a land? I don't think I ever wish that on anybody, but I'm just like, yeah, maybe, you know? Alright, at least this way, we don't feel so behind. If there is even a depopulate or something here. Alright. Because there very well could be. Matter of fact, I would expect it. Man, I've used my mana every turn. Alright, they're drawing, so they're digging for something. I don't know if it's just land or if they're looking for a sweeper or what the deal is. There's another Bank Buster. Noah Braid for... oh, the Fable's pretty big here. Alright, we're going to attack. I think we got to play the Fable, though, because we need to dig for other things ourselves, especially with the opponent already being low. Go ahead and sack one of these. Alright, opponent goes to 8. We can get them to 7, even if we lose the board here. This is pretty tight, depending on what they've got. Wandering Emperor also buys time and stuff, because... Steel Seraph, okay. Can we find the right removal card for a Steel Seraph? Going to become the real question. This doesn't do what the opponent thinks it does, because we can block and sacrifice so they don't gain any life. Which should then end the game. So yeah, I mean, I've been playing too fast tonight. I could very much misclick, but the plan here is you block, then you sacrifice the thing blocking it, so no damage gets dealt, and then they don't gain any life. And then they go to 7. Good, because Go for the Throat does all squat crap here. We'll get rid of that, and I guess Cruelty, and then attack and win. Alright, so as for the list, the tough part here is I feel like I would like to have had some additional removal, whether it's like 2 Lilianas or I don't even think I want it to be Shieldred's Edict or whatever. I don't think that's what this deck really wants. But a couple more of something. And Liliana seems like it could work because it'd be another way to discard to set up our Atraxa as well. So if you see something you want to swap, that'd probably be it. Unfortunately, I did have a copy of Brotherhood's End that just didn't come into play at all, but I didn't hate it. I felt like if we drew it, maybe if we run into like Soldiers or something, like then it's probably still pretty good. And it's not even that unreal to say that against some decks, maybe you get to kill a bunch of artifacts as well. So I don't know, maybe it's a thing. But there's a lot of things here. Like, could we play another like Flesh Gorger and be able to be more aggressive with our damage plus our Oni cults? Like, probably. So there's a little. The thing I like about the deck is there's still room. But anyway, this is the deck list I ran with, and I'm not inclined to change a lot about it. So let's go with 4 Vat of Rebirth, 4 Voldaren Epicure, 2 each of Go for the Throat, Infernal Grasp, and Abrade. We have 4 Blood Tithe Harvester, 4 Oni Cult Anvil, 1 Courtesy Brotherhood's End, but maybe it's not even necessary and you could cut that and go to 60 cards. Then we have 4, or maybe that's where you find space for that Liliana or another Flesh Gorger or whatever. We have 4 Fable of the Mirror Breaker, 3 Shieldred, the Apocalypse, 2 Cruelty of Gix, 2 Flesh Gorgers, but again, could be 3, and 3 Atraxa Grand Unifier. Lands, we have 6 Swamp, 1 Takenuma, 4 Mountain, 1 Sekinzen, 4 each of Blackcleave Cliffs, Haunted Ridge, and Sulphurous Springs. So yeah, the interesting thing about the deck is that you kind of have a really good game against mono black because you're able to make a bunch of blockers, have a bunch of creatures. They can't get you to sacrifice everything. Like, you're able to constantly drain their life. You have a few removal cards that are pretty solid. And like all decks, if you do stick in Atraxa, it's actually pretty good. I would say the weakness for this deck for sure is any of the decks that play like white into the possibility of playing Farewell, right? Because then you just lose your whole game is about setting up your board. So if you just lose all that at one time, the game's just over, right? Because it's too much to rebuild. It's kind of this is exactly the kind of deck that makes me sad that Farewell exists. Not to just like, oh, it's a card that kills my plan, but realistically, like, it keeps decks like this from existing, right? You have to have this type of deck that does all these kind of absurd things, so the result is big enough for the risk of Farewell. Sadly, playing all these decks that do cool stuff with all these enchantments and artifacts are kind of pushed to the wayside because of that card. So, but, you know, not really to complain about Farewell here, but that's your biggest weakness with this deck for sure, and I don't think it's even close. But other stuff you have a reasonable game against, and it probably holds up, I would think, reasonably against the Infect decks. Now, of course, if they just get the Rot Priest and all their targeting spells, there's not a lot you're going to do about it. But any other situations, you can just keep blocking their stuff for a while and buy yourself plenty of time. So overall, it's a pretty sweet deck, and it's the only place I found where Vat works. So if you've been looking to play the card, I say go for it. And now for today's card spotlight, we're going to talk about Rot Hulk. Mostly because this card's actually a bit different. It's, one, kind of expensive, and it's a 5/5, but it's really cool for a commander, kind of designed for a commander, because it came from the actual Game Night product. And the cool part is, like, product kind of got overlooked, but this card's still like 25 bucks. And you get to bring creatures into play, well, zombies, equal to the number of opponents that you still have in the game. So that's actually pretty powerful, because some of those zombies could also produce other zombies or remove stuff or whatever. It's a really cool card. If you're building a zombie deck in Commander, it's one worth including. However, it might be a little difficult to get your hands on. But if you can find one of these discounted copies of the Game Night product, which there's several out there, different places doing closeouts or whatever, because it didn't move as fast, you actually have a couple cards inside of it that are worth a pretty good bit. But if you enjoyed today's deck and you like graveyard shenanigans, check out this deck with Slowkirk and Soul of Windgrace that did a lot of things with lands out of the graveyard. But that's all I have for you for now. We'll see you next time.